What's up, guys? This is Richtastic 1983 coming at you with something a little different I wanted to try. This is more predecessor gameplay. We're going to be doing our ADC role here, playing a little Twinblast, and I figure maybe I could do a video where I just talk through the video and kind of point out things that maybe I could have done better. You know, it's the best way to learn is actually, watching back your gameplay. Again, I'm no expert, and there's a hell of a lot that I can improve on. I'm also on the older end of, gaming, so there's that to contend with as well. But, yeah, so the friendly team right now is a Seraph, myself as a Twinblast, a Countess, a Chimera, and a Grux. This game is it's probably the most competitive game that I've played so far in the few games. I probably only played about, I don't know, maybe 10 games so far. And this was definitely the most competitive. The others were either stomps in favor of the opposing team or stomps in favor of my team. But I've never duoed with a Seraph, and I don't think Seraph is technically a support. I don't think she's a very good support character, but, we make it work. So we're going up against a Drongo and an Argus, who is insanely strong, and I believe Argus is the new character that they released in the beta. Now, I personally don't remember Argus in the original game, so I'm pretty certain he's like new, like completely new. I could be wrong, but I don't remember a little dwarf Argus guy, magic dude. The enemy team is a Drongo, an Argus, a Gideon, a Rampage, and I still don't know all the new names because this guy is also a character that I'm not familiar with. I know it starts with a Z though. I can't even speak. Maybe this was a terrible idea. But, yeah, duo lane. Last hitting. The biggest thing that I can point out. Last hitting in this game matters. Whereas in Smite, I don't think it matters as much. In this game, especially for gold, experience is shared. You'll get experience as long as the creeps die and you're in proximity. But gold-wise, you certainly want to maximize your gold. If you look on the bottom left, you will see that there's a score counter, so it shows your character's level. It'll show you your kill, death, and assists. And then next to that is your creep score. So it just went up to 16 there. That's how many creeps or minions you kill with the last hit. The best way to do it is when you see the health bar of the minion or creep get into the red. You notice how the creeps that you need to kill, their health bar is orange. Once it gets into the red, you want to hit them with an ability or an auto attack, and that will count towards your last hit score. Is very important, especially during the laning phase, if you want to maximize your gold to get last hits. And I think a lot of people, especially people playing on the PS5, have yet to figure that out yet. They're kind of just going to town, and they're not really trying to line up their last hits. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done when you have other players breathing down your neck, throwing abilities at you. It is really hard. And then, of course, if you're not in sync with your duo partner, at least in the duo lane, they can screw up the timing of your last hits as well. So, but we do the best we can. Again, not the best gamer here, so we're doing the best we can. This is a cool thing. You really want to contest this because this is it's a nice boon of gold for whoever gets the kill on this this mob here. The enemy team doesn't even bother, but then again, we've kind of been dictating the pressure in the lane for now. That's going to change because Argus does a lot of damage, and he's able to, with the Drongo, clear way quicker than we are. And at some point, my Seraph decides that she wants to leave. Now, if you're noticing my abilities here, I could have sworn that I put a point into my L1. I didn't for quite a while. Did not even realizing that I ended up putting 2 points into my roll and 2 points into my my grenades. I guess I should go over Twinblast's abilities. His L1 is a straight shot. He puts the 2 guns together and he fires a straight shot. I find it very hard to aim it personally, so I need to use all of my abilities. Let me stress that. Use everything in your kit, but it's even harder to use the ability when you haven't unlocked the ability yet, because you thought you did, but you actually didn't. Your L2 is your roll. Now, it was a very different animation in Paragon. He kind of jumped and like flung himself in Paragon. This is now a dedicated just roll. And the way it works is, as long as you do damage to enemies, you can reduce the cooldown on it. So that's pretty neat. We don't have the ultimate yet, but the ultimate basically, basically my guns become this huge Gatling gun, and I can fire off really quickly, like a Gatling gun. Here you can see my Seraph decides that she's gonna go to the right lane and leave me here, which actually helped me out because it gets me ahead, because now I'm not sharing any XP, so it kind of worked out in my favor. And the R1, just to finish off, the R1 is you get grenades. Twinblast can have 2 grenades. They do slow enemies if you hit enemies with them. So, and if you notice triangle there, triangle, they kind of by default give all of the characters a blink. So it's not something that you have to like buy like in Smite, where you would buy the artifact of blink. They kind of just give it to you in this game. If you'll also notice in the bottom right corner, we get a crest. So at the very beginning of the game, there are different crests you can choose, and there is a mini quest. So this is the marksman crest, and basically I have to restore health by landing basic attacks or killing enemies. And once I do that, when I go back to base, that crest will evolve, and I'll be able to use it by hitting the square button. They also give you wards. You don't have to actually buy wards for free. But we'll pause that here, because now I'm going into a 2v1 here, and my aim should have been way better. I should have killed the Drongo here. I should have taken my ult a lot quicker. That's something I'm still working on. But I should have killed the Drongo here. He manages to get away. The Argus pushes up, and I guess the Argus just misses, because he had every right to kill me there. So I kind of lucked out there, but had I taken my ultimate, I think I could get the Drongo. I think I could actually get both of them there, and it wouldn't have been nearly as close as that engagement was. So again, take your abilities when they're available to you. A lot of the times you're going to see in this video, and then again, I'm still getting my feet wet with the system coming over from Smite. The way you upgrade your abilities is you hold circle, and then you hit the corresponding button, L1, L2. Your ultimate is L1 and R1 at the same time. So it's taken me some getting used to in that regard. But yeah, definitely when you level up, take your abilities. Don't let it sit there. You're going to see it a couple of times in this video, I'm pretty sure, where I'm just kind of sitting on an ability there, and I'm just not unlocking it. And obviously, unlocking the tiers to your abilities, enhance them, make them stronger, lessen the cooldown. So you definitely want to do that. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about the store, because that's something else that I haven't gotten used to, because I've never played Dota or League of Legends. So the only real MOBA experience I have is Smite, and when Paragon was around. Paragon. I don't include like mobile games, because I've tried League of Legends Wild Rift, and I'm just not a fan of mobile. games. And obviously, if you look on my channel, I've played the Pokemon MOBA. Drongo hurts. I haven't checked to see what he's built, but I wonder if I could have taken more fights against him. I might have had the upper hand if I pushed the envelope with him a little bit, but he certainly hurts, and my aim isn't always the best. So we're gonna go to mid lane here. Thought about pushing in there, but then I'm like, man, if I get CC'd, I am dead. My blink is up, so that's good. But again, here you can see I'm sitting on an ability upgrade. I'm not taking it. Don't do this. Don't do this. Take an ability. Don't do this. I know I'm in the middle of a fight, but I leveled up while I was running through the forest, and I had way more time to upgrade there. Countess goes in, gets blown up. Our Grux had a rough game. He misses his pulls quite a bit, and honestly, I feel like the enemy team could have punished me way more than they end up doing in this game. Like, I'm a Twinblast, I'm squishy. With a Rampage, especially with a Rampage, they really could have... He could have just jumped on me and killed me if he wanted to. I really was allowed to free farm quite freely. Another thing to always do is always return to your lane. You know, there's creeps there. Don't waste that experience and that gold. And always try to have your lanes pushed up. You know, you don't want your 3 lanes pushed up against you, because it's really hard to make plays and rotate freely when you have to worry about losing towers. If the enemy is constantly keeping the pressure on you, you know, like, that's how you lose games. I don't do the best job of it in this game. I end up losing my tier 1 tower at some point. But realizing that my team is kind of... We're not out of it. Like, we're very much in this game, but, like, the team fights have kind of been not the best. And Gideon on the opposing team, he does really well in this game. So keeping an eye on Gideon. Now, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, there are 2 main objectives that you really want to play for. One of them is Fangtooth, which I guess would be the equivalent of the dragons in League of Legends. And then there's the Orb Prime, which is on the opposite side of the map, which is symbolized by that purplish area in the jungle on the right side of the jungle if you're looking at the mini map there. And that would be your fire giant equivalent from Smite. Like, that's the prize. We're gonna go in on the Gideon here. I don't think we get him here because Gideon does have an escape in his kit, plus the blink that all the characters get. This guy, Zorua. I realize, so I don't know all the items yet in the game, so I've just kind of been going along with the recommended path of building, and he landed a pull there, Grux. Good for you, Grux. See, like right here, this guy could have easily killed me. Thank goodness I still have my blink, but you know, he really could have done more damage. But he's also 2 levels behind me. I just realized. No, he's not. Never mind. No, he is. So Grux goes down again. Grux was definitely the guy, I think, on our team that had the roughest go of it. The Zorua on the other team was pretty good, if you ask me. And I say that begrudgingly because he's going to win and he's going to kill me later on in the video. And again, that's something that we'll talk about when we get there, but I certainly could have played it better. It literally came down to a coin flip, but so here you could see my crest has upgraded, and now I have that ability there. And this is something I have to get used to. I'm not used to the 3-tiered store in the sense of like it's more League of Legends style than Smite. Like Smite, you have the item you want to buy, and then there's like a tier 1, tier 2, and a tier 3, but it's always just like there's not a lot of branching trees the way it is in League of Legends so much. I mean, there are branching trees in Smite, but a lot of the items are pretty straightforward. It's like, you buy this. But like in this, like the tier 1, there could be like 5 different items that you could buy in the tier 1 that could build up into that tier 3 item that you want. So that's taken me some getting used to. But definitely something I've gotten better at as I've played more and more games of this. Something that I now understand how you want to go about it. And it always pays to like buy the tiers because it lowers the cost of the final item that you want to buy, the tier 3 version of the item. So it's never bad to spend your gold if you have it. I really should have pushed the Drongo more. I feel like if I was utilizing my abilities correctly, I could have outplayed him. You know, we have a level lead on him, and I don't think I pushed that advantage enough. Did the best I could to not lose my lane. Again, the Seraph leaving and letting me kind of free farm, and the Argus sticking around certainly helped me get a level lead. Mid lane here, struggling again. I feel like the fights in mid lane in this game are pretty wild. This Rampage again, I feel like he could outright kill me, but I don't have my blink up. We get out of there, okay. Go back to mid lane and try to help out as best we can. I'm still not hitting as hard as I'd like yet. Like the build hasn't come online. Twinblast is an interesting one out of the carries that I've been able to play because I don't have all the characters unlocked. I don't know, his auto attacks just don't feel like they hit. Like you really need to get your build online with quite a few items for me, and I could be wrong. This is just me kind of talking off the cuff of my experiences with it. But he seems like you need to get a few items online for him to really pop off, whereas when you play somebody like Murdoch feels like he just hits harder. Like his autos just hit harder. But I think with Twinblast, it's more about the speed of which you can attack as opposed to how hard they hit. And again, correct, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. This is just this is what I've noticed by playing. And I've only played like 2 or 3 games with Twinblast. Here's Argus. I don't like him. I actually played an Argus in mid lane a couple of games before this and just absolutely got wrecked. Didn't enjoy it. But then again, I'm also learning what these characters do. See, here I feel like if Argus doesn't come back, I could probably push that advantage, but now you can see the enemies are kind of closing in on me. Get a Rampage. Rampage always kind of was on me, like hovering around me, but he never really committed to a dive on me. And that really helped me out. Argus gets out with his blink, and we're going to get some kills here. Gideon's ultimate, he's going to go for it, but Gideon's ultimate leaves him stuck stationary and in place. So if you're a ranged character, you certainly could take advantage of it. This Rampage is now finding himself in the wrong side of town. Here's what popped my ultimate. The machine guns are going off. Countess cleans it up though. And Chimera gets the Argus, who I guess came back into the fight for whatever reason. Don't really know why. He had literally no health, but came back in, got killed. I probably could have pushed this tower. Like that tier 1 there has got nothing. Even if Drongo is there, he's not going to clear out the minions as quick. But I elect to not do that, not take the chance. Again, I feel like getting the Fangtooth here, helping my team pump some damage out, seems like the better play. But I feel like they would have been fine getting it as well. So the tier 1 plus the Fangtooth would have probably been the more optimal play. And I don't think the Drongo, even if he kills me, getting the tier 1 probably would have been better. He's going to end up getting, like you can see, my tier 1's gone. It's very... The game changes when you lose map pressure, and that's true of any MOBA. Because now you don't have the safety of the tier 1 tower to hide, to run to. So now every time you push out into the lane, against really good jungles, especially as a carry, you kind of have it in the back of your mind, like, holy crap, I have to kind of be on the lookout. And I noticed that, and I did poorly in this game as well. I didn't put enough wards down. Like, you get 2 wards, you don't have to buy them. They're in your kit, by default. And I did not utilize my wards as well as I normally do, because in this game I have been pretty good, but for some reason this game I was kind of off in this game at all, like throughout. Not taking abilities, leveling up the wrong abilities, not realizing I leveled up the wrong abilities. So, but here I'm kind of just running around thinking, do I want to push out mid? Drongo comes over. Countess is in my lane, so it's okay that I'm in mid right now. But right now they have all the map pressure, in the left lane and mid, because our tier 1s are down. I didn't mean to put that ward down. Again, still learning the map. Argus here. I'm pretty sure Rampage is going to sneak behind me again. Maybe not. I'm thinking of a different encounter. But, we haven't died. We haven't been a liability to our team, I would say. So that's really something that I took pride in this game. I didn't feed my brains out, which is very possible for me to do. So that felt good. We're gonna win this fight here. Yeah, we're gonna get the Gideon. Oh, actually, Gideon gets away, but we do get the Rampage. And Seraph's gonna get the Rampage. Yeah, so just in the jungle. I wouldn't recommend taking the jungle camps from the jungle, because the junglers need their camps to level up in this game. They really do. But again, it's more gold than experience-wise. That's where they're getting their last hit golds from. Realizing here that left lane is under siege again. Again, their map pressure this game was really, really well. So we get the Zarus, that's his name. We get the Argus, and we're going to clean up the Drongo. Not me, because as you can see here, I just whiff everything. I think I just panic and I just whiff everything. But the Countess is going to clean up the Drongo. And, even though they got that tier 2, they lost 3 people for it. So, I guess it's debatable as to whether or not that was worth for them. But, again, out of all the games I've played, this is the game where it seemed that my teammates kind of had at least a general idea of what to do in the game. Whereas all the other games that I've played have just been interesting. Again, with the game being released on the Xbox and the PlayStation. Is it on Xbox? I think it is. Definitely on PlayStation, obviously, because I'm playing it on a PS5. But, you're going to have people that are going to see a free-to-play game and they're just going to download it. And, some of them are probably kids. And I would recommend that if you're going to play any kind of competitive game, whether it be a MOBA, whether it be a shooter like Overwatch, or try to look up like beginner guides on YouTube. There are so many beginner guides. just do that, because that's what I do. I don't want to ever go in completely blind to a multiplayer game, partly because I want to be considerate of my teammates and I want to play well. We're going to get the Gideon here. Again, every time he goes for his ult, he's pretty much lunch for us. I think the Xeris died? No. The Drongo, I'm going to get the Drongo here. We popped our ult there, missed whiffed on everything, but we get the Drongo. Oh no, the Seraph gets the Drongo. Seraph. Still learning the names. But Rampage goes down. Yeah, the Xeris gets away. Me and the Grux go for the Xeris here, but he's going to get away. He's got some movement abilities there. Misses the pull. If he gets that pull, we might kill Xeris there, but pretty sure Xeris is going to get him. Oh no, I think we get him under the tower. I mean, I don't get him, but I think the team, yeah, Grux is going to get him. Somebody's going to get him. And here I'm thinking, you know what, we might as well, we have the advantage, we should push up mid lane, but my teammates decide they're going to back off, even though it's just a Gideon. We could easily have killed the Gideon, especially if he pops his ultimate. We could have just stayed and got this tower, but my teammates are kind of low, so they elect to back. Some lazy backing here, by the way. Don't do this. Don't do this. The Countess almost gets caught by the Argus. Don't do that. Don't lazy back, especially when you can see the enemies on the map. It's always dangerous to lazy back when you can't see the enemies if they're in the jungle or anything, but when you could clearly see the enemies are running down the lane, don't do that. I'm realizing that I don't have a lot of pen in this build, which is probably why the Xeris gets away with what he's about to get away with. If I had some pen, physical penetration in my build, I think I end up winning that fight. But again, I'm not confident enough in my knowledge of the items to build for myself, so I'm relying on the recommended tab. So here's Rampage by himself. So this is where I'm just like, no, I don't think I want to mess with a Rampage by myself. And again, if he jumps on me there, I'm dead. You know, like I'm just dead. Like he could, especially because I was in the jungle, and Rampage gets a buff through his passive for being in the jungle. So if you're a Rampage player, you certainly want to play in the jungle. Like you get a huge buff to your HP 5, and I think attack speed as well. I could be wrong on that part, but I know you're HP 5. Now this is the fight where they're barreling down right lane. I get over here to kind of slow them down. My Chimera's here. My Greystone ends up coming in. But they're not gonna get our inhibitor, which is the equal to Phoenix's from Smite. But yeah, Chimera's going down here. We're gonna lose a couple of people, but they're not gonna get the inhibitor, which is that's the good part of this. They decide to back off. And now we end up pushing the advantage for a bit. Yeah, we're going to end up starting to push the advantage here. And then I get greedy, and that's how I end up dying. So Grux is here, Seraph is here, and now we push. Countess is here, so the whole team is here, now we can push. What I don't understand is, I guess, is why my teammates decide to back off here. And I really wasn't paying attention at this point because, you know, Grux is healthy, Seraph is healthy. It's just a Xeris here. Why my teammates decide to back, I don't really know, because we really could have pushed this advantage, wiped them out. It's just an Argus. We have a 4v2 advantage. We don't. Now it's a 2v1, and as you can see, I'm not doing any damage to him. And if I had Pen in my build, if I popped my healing pot there and popped my ultimate, maybe we pull that out. Even without the Pen, you know, if I pop my ult and pop a healing pot, we probably win that fight. But we misplayed it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, this is how you learn. You watch back and you can see what you could have done better. But I mean, this game is coming to an end because yeah, there's only a couple of minutes left. But now I'm just kind of looking through the store. I'm trying to get a feel for items. So the best way to do it is if you're dead and you're waiting for your respawn timer, you know, read items. This kind of annoyed me because, like, we can see that there's somebody pushing the left inhibitor and nobody bothers to back. Now Grux is up there, whatever, that's fine. But you have Chimera in the jungle here. Like, your jungle buffs or your jungle camps are not as important as losing an inhib. We're gonna get the Gideon. Anytime Gideon goes up for his ult, he's just dead. If he doesn't have, it's tough playing Gideon because your ult, you are stationary and you are vulnerable. So if you don't have your teammates there to kind of draw the attention away from you, you're gonna just get rolled. And you can be stunned out of it, unless they change that. But in Paragon, like a Rampage Rock or anything like a Decker Orb can stun you right out of your ultimate. So I don't know if that's been changed, but at least in the original game, in Paragon, you could be stunned. But yeah, we clear that out. We have that lane pushing now. It does spawn super minions, just like in Smite. So if you lose your inhibitor or your Phoenix, they spawn super minions, super creeps. Yeah, so this is the end of the fight. We're just gonna run up middle, trying to catch up with my team, and we're gonna win the fight, and that's GG. So I'm just going to let the rest of this play out. Thank you for joining me. I hope I was able to kind of give some insight into how my gaming experience has been with this game. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, where I kind of talk about what's going on, let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, share, whatever. It would help me out tremendously. And I hope to be able to bring way more predecessor gameplay to you guys. So again, Richtastic 1983 signing off. God bless you guys, and I will catch you in the next one.